All right, everyone, it's time for the occult video 405, Voodoo and Hoodoo, actually. There's a difference between the two. Most people don't understand the difference. Voodoo, technically speaking, it's a colloquial usage. We'll get into a little bit of linguistics first. Voodoo is the blanket term for certain types of spirituality. They tend to predominate in Louisiana, Haiti, West Africa, and so forth. Um, that's the colloquial usage. And it involves spirituality in general, as well as magic. It's overlapped with certain other systems. Technically speaking, voodoo is a religion. Hoodoo is a magical form. That is a spiritual form. And again, most people don't understand the differential. So we're just going to use voodoo generally speaking as the term when we're talking about these things. Voodoo, I mean, if you're using the colloquial, the spiritual and magical sense, is a combination of different things. There are rituals involved. Some of them do involve animal sacrifice. Some of them involve prayers of or incantations of various sorts. A lot of it is root work and herbalism and things like that. And you can see this best, I think, in New Orleans. Although if you're on Bourbon Street or places attendant, most of what you're going to get is going to be touristy. So this is, the here's the monkey's paw, basically, or something like that. Here's this voodoo charm. Here's this voodoo necklace. This will make you invisible. I saw a story years and years ago. Some dude had gone into a voodoo store and gotten a bunch of invisibility necklaces, and he had like 50 of them on and then tried to rob a store and ta-da! Magically, he wasn't actually invisible at all and got arrested, which was hilarious at the time. Now, do I endorse voodoo? Insofar as the root work and herbalism, I have a great understanding of both, by the way. Yes, it's perfectly acceptable as an occult form, very wise, a lot of healing. There's also various potions and infusions and things like that. Some of it has to do with other things. It's interesting. A lot of spiritual forms that are within the occult are basically the equivalent of like the Petit Albert or Homan's Powwows or some similar works, both available, by the way, links in the description of my books blog. They are bric-a-bracs. So it's not all curse your enemy or, protect somebody with some saint or archangel or something like that. It's not all that. It's also tips and tricks. Here's a healing poultice, which in some cases is very valuable. I've used herbal healing myself on many occasions. And I know various recipes for this, by the way. Herbal infusions, fucking skincare products. It's originally it was called a receipt book. The grimoire literally means grammar book, to spell. That's what a spell is. It evolves into the receipt book and arguably, linguistically speaking, into the recipe book. Mostly we use that term for cooking more than anything else. Here's the recipe. Here's what you put in your cauldron and boil together in order to make a good meal. That's quite literally the meaning. It goes beyond that, though. It also goes into the apothecarian healing, originally organic medicine more than anything else, so herbalism, then standardized organic medicine, and even then after, inorganic medicine, actually. And chemistry, alchemy is tied into it. All of these things form a nexus. Voodoo forms a nexus as well. It is one part, here's the recipe for voodoo. One part ritualism and one part prayer and incantations, one part herbalism and root work. And that's basically what voodoo is. In the colloquial sense. Now, hoodoo tends to have more of a negative, a black magic connotation. So we're talking about cursing people and things like that. I find it strange. I did a cult video on Marie Laveau some time ago, actually. And Marie Laveau was really a healer more than anything else, and a socialite, actually. She is associated with black magic. But other than little fetishes, as the French would term them, by the way, that term originally is equivalent to mascotte or something like that. It's roughly equivalent. Other than that, it doesn't appear that she really involved herself with black magic at all. It appears that most of it was healing. Most of it was the ability to use white magic and dispense love potions and stuff like that. That's big within voodoo as well. Love potions, potions for success, and things like that. This is white magic. It's not to try to harm another person. At most, it's gray magic, I suppose, as Crowley would term it. And I'm not a big Crowley fan, but whatever. Um, this is a very, very interesting subject. Voodoo is ubiquitous. If you go to New Orleans, you will see a voodoo shop. Most of them are tourist locations. Most of those are not. They're, if you want real voodoo, you're going to have to go to the back alley somewhere in the French Quarter where some old lady is literally practicing the same, religious rites and stuff like that. You're not going to get it on the front of Bourbon Street. It's just not going to happen. There are people that still practice it. Um, Mostly it's not even in New Orleans. Mostly it would be Haiti, West Africa, places like that, places abroad. And there you would get the authentic experience. Should you enjoy this authentic experience? Well, that's completely up to you. It's a very interesting subject, though. It's been studied. I think I edited a work actually several years ago on the subject, but I can't remember the title of it. I've got so many works that I've edited at this point that I'm beginning to forget which ones I've edited. It's a big problem. Sometimes I've started editing a work and then I find out I've already actually released an edition of it. It's happened on a couple of occasions. It's really interesting. So yeah, voodoo and hoodoo, number one, are not the same thing. Voodoo is interesting. It's not the black arts. Hoodoo is more of the black art side of it, or houdon, or voodoo, or however you spell it. There are multiple spellings as well. Again, within linguistics, that's one of my fortes. I've encountered them all, and so it's not entirely clear which one is etymologically superior to the others. But hoodoo is more of the I'm cursing you, by burning a lock of your hair, voodoo dolls and stuff like that. Technically, they would be hoodoo dolls, actually. And again, most people don't understand this. By the way, I do not believe that voodoo dolls are capable of causing any effect. Insofar as you're focusing negative energy on a person or a place, using one, you are focusing your energy and you are effectively conducting chaos magic. I've done this before, but I do not need a doll in order to cause that to happen. Just saying. That's about all. Peace out.